For the people. At the University of Waikato, we are visionary pioneers. Founded on innovation and excellence, we are 60 years young and part of an international community doing good for the people and the planet. Breathing life into our mission, Ko Te Tangata, we are boldly forging partnerships internationally and acting locally, connecting people and knowledge with industry for a better world. From our world-class facilities, we are working with industry and business, developing knowledge and technology to support New Zealand to win on the global stage, and helping our communities at home adapt and thrive in a changing world. From our visionary founders and world-leading alumni to our dedicated researchers striving for a fairer world and a cleaner planet, students at the University of Waikato walk in the footsteps of greatness. Ko Te Tangata, we are for the people and we're just getting started. Kia ora koutou katoa. Good morning and welcome to this University of Waikato graduation ceremony. Thank you for coming to celebrate this important occasion with our graduating students. If you'd like to view today's program, please scan the QR code on screen. And while you've got your phones out, please make sure they're on silent. In case of an emergency, the exits from the theatre, which are the two doors you came in and the doors along the side, are all clearly marked. Please be aware these doors are now closed. The ceremony will be approximately 45 minutes long, and we ask that you remain seated for its duration unless you have an urgent reason. The official party, followed by the graduands for today's ceremony, will soon proceed into the room, and I'll ask you to stand as they enter. At the end of the ceremony, please remain standing to allow the procession of our new graduates out. Thank you, and please enjoy today's proceedings. Please stand.
Haere mai, haere mai, haere mai rā. Tēnā koutou ko tau mai ki tēnei te whare o Waikato ki Tauranga moana. Nau mai, haere mai. Koutou e takahi ana te huarahi I parahia e o koutou tūpuna. Tēnei te mihi ki a koutou katoa. Te rā e whakahonoretia nei koutou e mātou, e tātou katoa o koutou whānau no ngā hau e whā, ngā waka maha o tēnei rohe. Nau mai, haere mai. Te hononga tēnei o Waikato ki Tauranga moana, ki te kuini, ngā wai hono e te pō, he runga I tōna ahurewa tapu, ko tēnei te hononga ki aia, rere hau. Nau mai koutou ngā manu, kua kai I te mātauranga. Koutou e haere ana ki te ao. Ko koutou ka whāngai I tēnei akoranga, tēnei mātauranga, ki o koutou whānau, o koutou hapū, o koutou tamariki mokopuna. Haere mai, haere mai, haere mai. Haere mai I runga te karanga o te mana o ngā iwi o tēnei rohe. Ngā tirangi nui, ngai te rangi. Haere mai, whakatau mai, I runga hoki a Ngāti Pūkenga. Kei konei tonu tātou katoa, I tēnei rā, ki te whakanui i a koutou, tēnā koutou ngā rangatira e noho mai ana i konei. Nō reira, tēnā koutou, whakatau mai rā.
Te hei mauri ora kia tātou. Puhia mai te hau ki te waha te marangai ki mātua. Ko ringa mutu, ko moirua, ko te kāwau i koro whiwhi. Kau hoe te mono o tu motai ki mawao ki te awa iti, ko te toka tū a tirikawa. Ka ngaro, ka kitea, te toka a tirikawa. Te mea tuatahi, e mihi nei ki tō tātou matunu o te rangi. Nāna nei tātou i manaki ngā wā katoa, kia tuku atu ngā whakamoemiti ki aia, nei rā, me whakahonore, me whakakrori a tōna ingoa tapu. Kia kore ware hia, tō tātou mokopuna o te motu a ngā wai hono i te pō. E noho nei raru i tahurewa tapu o nā mātua o nā tūpuna, ai rota i te whare o pōtatau, me kia ke, rire hau, pai mārire, kia rātou. Huri noa ki te wāhingaro, rātou ko huri ki tua te kanohi, e takahia nei te ara whānui ki tua o pai rau, haere hoki atu koutou. Nei rā, waiho te komātou nei kei muri, e mihi nei, e tangi nei, e mihi nei. Nō reira, kia koutou katoa, e ngā konga o koutou mātua, ngā whaia, ngā rangatira, ngā tamariki mokopuna ko taumai, nau mai, hara mai, whakatau mai. Whakatau mai ki tēnei te whare wānanga o Waikato ki Tauranga Moana, nei rā ngā karanga iwi, ko ngā tipūkenga, ko ngā iterangi, ko ngā tirangi nui. Nō reira, anei te whakanui e huri nei kia koutou. E koutou ka whiwhi ngā tohu i tēnei rā, nei rā e mihi nei kia koutou katoa. A huri no kia tātou ko taumai tēnei rā, mā te wairua te atua tātou hei api menaki. Nei rā tō mātou inoi kia tātou katoa. E tō mātou matu nui o te rangi kia tapu anō tō ingoa. Nei rā mātou o hoaponanga. E koro piko ake ana i mua i tō arauroro i tēnei ata, i roto i tēnei te rā whakanui mō tēnei o mātou akonga, ko tau ki runga e rātou te tohu nui mō rātou katoa, a waiho tana ko mātou nei, te whakamaua te kia rātou, te ngākau aroha, e huri nei kia rātou. Mātou wairua tapu mātou hei apu e manaki ngā wā katoa. Runga i te matu e tama me te wairua tapu pakatīna kia tīna, haumi e, hui e, tae ki e. Kia ora tātou.
Tēnā koe e tamati ngā iwi o Tauranga Moana, tēnei te mihi kia kota katoa. Good morning, everyone. Can I please ask you to remain standing for the singing of the national anthem? The singing of the national anthem will be led by soprano Sarah Milam. Sarah is studying towards a Master of Music as part of Te Pai Kokako, the Aotearoa New Zealand Opera Studio at the University of Waikato. The words to the national anthem can be followed on the screen behind me. Good morning and welcome to this graduation ceremony for Te Wānanga Tai Tangata, the Division of Education. My name is Neil Quigley, I'm the Vice-Chancellor of the University of Waikato. I'd like to begin by thanking all of you, graduands, and your family, friends and supporters for taking the time to celebrate with the university staff and others from the Bay of Plenty community the important event that is your graduation. This is a time to reflect on the learning and the personal growth you have achieved in completing your qualification, to give thanks for the opportunities that you've had to meet students from a diverse range of backgrounds and to spend time with the friends that you've made while studying at the University of Waikato. It's my pleasure to introduce the Chancellor of the University. The Chancellor has the role of chairing the University Council, which is the governance body of the university. And in that capacity today, it is her role to confer the certificates, diplomas and degrees on all of the graduates of the university. Will everyone please welcome to the podium the Chancellor of the University of Waikato, Susan Hassel.
Hei Māori ora, ki te whai au, ki te ao mārama, e nā mātawaka, e nā hau e whā. Nau mai haere mai ki tēnei kaupapa whakahirahira o te rā. Nau mai haere mai, whakatau mai. Good morning everybody. It is a genuine pleasure to have this opportunity to both to speak briefly on behalf of the university staff and my fellow council members at this very special occasion, and also to congratulate each and every one of our graduates here this morning as we share your celebration of achievement and success at this very special graduation ceremony. And I'd like to thank our special guests who have joined us this morning, Emeritus Professor Peter Kemp and His Worship the Mayor Mahe Drysdale. I'd also like to take this opportunity to thank our graduate speaker this morning, Cherie Gallagher, who is also at the front with us, and we should thank her for her willingness to speak to us today. As we share this wonderful occasion, we must reflect upon its significance to our graduates and for each one of us who has gathered here this morning to be with them. We meet here today in our Tauranga campus. It's symbolic that we do so and that we're able to graduate here where you have studied together, spent time together in a physical space, in a world here where you have stood together as students, where you've achieved and realised your goals, you've succeeded in meeting your dreams through your own hard work, through your commitment, and through the support and care of everybody who's here this morning. It's a world which sits at the heart of this beautiful city, and today we wish you well as you complete this stage of your journey here together in your special space. Because this is your space, and today we experience this rite of passage with you and with those you love, because you too are the heart of our world. And that young person really wants to be down here speaking, I know. So, and probably be more fun for you if she was. Our staff are dressed traditionally today. I'm dressed traditionally, and we're present here today to recognise just how important this ceremony is for us, the significance of the occasion, and to honour you. So we dress like this to honour you and to honour your success and to honour your achievement and recognise that achievement because it is special and it is hard won. It's a genuine celebration of your success, but it's also a celebration, I think, of the time that we have shared. And it's a time of reflection as we recognise the ending of this part of your journey and as you look forward to what the future will bring for you. I remember when I finished my first degree, I felt very proud of all that I'd learned, and the growth in my understanding made me realise just how far I had come. And after my master's degree, I realised again that I'd continued to develop depth and breadth in my appreciation and ability to evaluate the knowledge and understanding that the university had given me. Yet when I look back 5 and 10 years later, and when I look back now 50 years later, I recognise the truth that it was only at the point of my graduation that I really began to learn. And I'm very grateful for that truth in my life, because for me, as I hope it will for you, it's made such a difference both to my career and to me as a person. For it's only when we begin to use the knowledge and understanding that we've gained, when we reflect upon and apply it in context, when we use it to create new knowledge and new understanding, that we come to understand and realise that the degree we thought was the end is more genuinely the foundation for the future growth. It's the start, rather than the end, of our journey to full understanding. And the joy that we share here today is that never ends. My twin sons, I have twin sons, they began primary school on the same day that I began as the headmaster of a wonderful school, I think it's wonderful, called Hamilton Boys High School. And so I started on the same day that as my sons started at primary school. They began as 5-year-olds with a sense of what Pichowski describes as being quiveringly alive. If you've had 5-year-olds, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. It's that sense of joyful, hopeful expectation that we see in our 5-year-olds on that first day of school when you take that photo of them with that huge school bag on their backs, of the boundless opportunities that they're starting to learn ahead. It's that sense of joy that we must retain throughout our lives. It was my goal throughout my 25 years as head to ensure that the young men in the world that I shared with them continued to feel that joy and continued to feel that sense of discovery, and that I did too, that I continued to feel it. And as a university, we must focus on our responsibility to create a world in which you too can cherish that joy which you felt when you started your journey, and love that reality that learning is forever. As Harry S. Truman stated, it's what you learn after you know it all that counts the most. And to understand that, we have to be intentional in retaining that focus on continuing to learn. There is, in truth, no finish line. Thank goodness. There are so many things to consider as you make plans for the years ahead, as you make decisions about what matters most to you in terms of what you believe and what you value and the person you wish to be. So today, my message to you, my final piece of advice to you, as you realise the ending of one part of your journey, of your life, that the pursuit of knowledge is not just a journey but a lifelong commitment. And in that commitment you will find joy. Be intentional in your quest to continue to grow intellectually and personally. Recognise this moment of graduation as the start of something very special and something very wonderful, and remain quiveringly alive to the possibilities of learning. Always continue to feel excitement and optimism about the possibilities the future holds for you. Today, everyone who shares this celebration with you feels that very sense of excitement and hope for you and for your future. You are today surrounded by love when you look around this room at the people who are here for you and with you because they love you. I thank each of you for being here today, for being a part of this very special, wonderful occasion, because your presence is special. And I congratulate each of our graduates today on behalf of our University Council, on behalf of our staff, and on behalf of all of the students who make up the whānau of Waikato University. Today we offer our very best wishes for your future. May it bring you much joy, huge amount of happiness, and the realisation of all your hopes and dreams. Aroha nui, ngā mihi atu, tēnā koutou katoa.
The Chancellor will now officially confer the degrees, diplomas and certificates on the graduands here today, and those listed in the schedule but not in attendance. Graduands, will you all please stand now?
I, Susan Hassel, Chancellor of the University of Waikato, by virtue of the authority vested in me, do now confer the degrees and award the diplomas and certificates to the candidates here today and those listed in the schedule but not in attendance. Congratulations. As graduates of the University of Waikato, you may now put on your bonnets and trenchers.
Graduates, please be seated. Each graduate will now be called to the front of the theatre to be congratulated and to receive their certificates. We begin this process with the Doctor of Philosophy graduate. Chancellor, I have the honour to present the graduate for the degree of Doctor of Philosophy. Will the graduate for the degree of Doctor of Philosophy please come forward? Kerry Linda N. Garrett. Dr. N. Garrett's thesis explores the innovative use of digital technology in teaching practices in enhancing student performance, with a focus on digital technology use in Year 7 to 10 mathematics classrooms. Chancellor, I present for the degree of Doctor of Philosophy, Kerry Linda N. Garrett. Chancellor, I have the honour to present the graduates from Te Wānanga Toi Tangata, the Division of Education. Certificates will be presented by the Deputy Vice-Chancellor, Professor Alistair Jones.
Will the graduates for the degree of Master of Education please come forward? Brett Roland Klyan. Anna Rebecca Wright. Abby Louise Yule. Will the graduates for the degree of Master of Educational Leadership please come forward? Cherie Michelle Haney Gallagher. Gemma Ellen Peterson. Darren Alexander Scott. Will the graduates for the degree of Master of Teaching and Learning please come forward? Catherine Sarah Cable. Millicent Una Maya Cole. Lucy Amelia Cooper. Gabriela de Almeida Miranda Teixeira. Hayley Cedar Ellis Smith. Briley Ella Maria Gordon. Ford Mitchell Saunders. Laura Marie Smith. Oliver Benjamin Wesley. Will the graduate for the degree of Bachelor of Social Sciences please come forward? Malak Khalid Al-Sayed Mohammed Hassan. Will the graduates for the degree of Bachelor of Teaching please come forward? Pauline Leslie Broughton. Ashley Jade Buchan. Carrie Clerk. Isabella Grace Cook. Sharla Jacqueline Heather Dougal. Jamal Tioko Ellis Kuka. Brianna Kathleen Flexman. Anika Furi. Nixie Jill Jackson. Sandra Gay Palmer. Jazara Leah Takimoana. Connor Pomana Henderson Tom. Hannah Elizabeth Turner. Will the graduates for the postgraduate diploma in teaching please come forward? Michelle Natalie Angeletta. Juliet Ann Drysdale. Madison Tyler Johnston. Alison Olivia Kindly. Michael John Kramer. Jessica Hester LaRue. Jeremy Mark MacDonald. Vanessa Ann Marshall. Monica Gillian McEwen. Natalie Johanna Smythe. Will the graduates for the Graduate Diploma in Teaching please come forward? Connor Blair Franklin. Samantha Jan Teresa Freeman. Heather Victoria Goodall. Ashanti Teresa Grieg. Michelle Marie Hunter. Ravinda Kaur. Acacia Page Kelson. Bella Joanna Mason. Holly Jade Reynolds. Brody Jade Ryle. Alexander Slater. Gloria Grace White. Zoe Ann Winters. Chancellor.
It's now my pleasure to introduce the graduate speaker for this ceremony, Cherie Gallagher. Cherie has graduated today with a Master of Educational Leadership with First Class Honours. A long-serving and dedicated educator, Cherie is currently the Pastoral Deputy Principal at Tauranga Intermediate School. Her academic path has involved balancing study with working full-time. For Cherie, education is about more than grades. It is about helping students become the best versions of themselves. As the first in her family to earn a university degree and now a master's degree, Cherie proudly represents her iwi and whānau. She is a role model for her daughter, who has followed her mother's footsteps into the teaching profession. Will you please welcome our graduate speaker for this ceremony, Cherie Gallagher.
Oh, a little bit loud. Throw me in front of 1,200 kids and I'm fine, but my God, I'm nervous at the moment. Te tua mai e runga, te tua mai e raro, te tua mai e roto, te tua mai e waho. Kia tau ai te Māori tū, te Māori ora, ki te katoa, haumi e, hui e, tai ki e. Chancellor Susan Hassel, Vice-Chancellor Professor Neil Quigley, distinguished guests, faculty, whānau and friends, and most importantly, my fellow graduates, kia ora. Today is a celebration of us. Whether this is your first qualification, a step forward, mid-career, or the completion of a master's or doctorate, each of us arrives here today with a different story, a different sacrifice, and a shared sense of achievement. Some of you balanced study with full-time teaching, leadership roles, and whānau commitments. Some of you returned to study after years away. Some of you pushed through doubt, exhaustion, sickness, and uncertainty. And yet here we are together. Before I speak of our collective journey, I'd like to acknowledge the foundations of my own. Oh, still nervous. Ko Ruape hu te maunga, ko Wanganui te awa. Right, is it all right? Okay. Ko Ruape te maunga, ko Wanganui te awa, ko Aotearoa te waka, ko Ngāti Tūwhare Toa, roa nā te haua o ku iwi. Ko te Ngāti Rangi te hapu, ko te puki o ratahi te marae. I tupu ake au ki Taumaranui, e noho ana au ki Tauranga Moana. Ko Harry, rawa ko Fred o ku papa, ko Susan toku mama, ko Shane toku tūnane, ko Ben toku hoa rangatira, ko Danielle toku tamahine, ko Sheree toku ingoa. Like any good teacher, I love a story, and this is how I want to reflect on our journey today. There is a concept in gardening called the marigold effect. If you plant a young seedling next to a marigold, it grows strong and healthy. The marigold protects, nurtures, and creates the perfect conditions for growth. But there is also the walnut tree, strong and impressive on the surface, yet its roots release toxins that prevent other plants from thriving. In your learning journey and in our schools, we will encounter both. Our first and most rewarding task is to seek out the marigolds, those colleagues who are hopeful, sincere, and steadying influences. But we must also acknowledge that walnut trees exist in our profession. These are often very deeply talented educators who have simply weathered a few too many storms and for a season have found themselves in a space of discouragement. As you start your journey, your priority is to protect your own growth by planting yourself firmly next to a marigold. But as we grow in our own confidence, we also have the opportunity to be the ones who shift the soil. We can offer the kind word or the fresh perspective that might just help a colleague find their way back to the light. In this profession, we don't just teach students, we look out for each other. To the new graduates entering into the profession, your first years will shape you. My advice is simple: find your marigolds. Seek out those people who lift you up, who ground you, who remind you of why you chose this path. To those of you already leading in education, our role is to be the marigold. In the busyness of schools, emails, behaviour, curriculum and constant change, we are responsible for creating environments where others can thrive. Leadership is not about control. It is about cultivating growth in others. Completing this degree alongside full-time work has been for many of us a masterclass in perseverance and humility. Whether it was a practicum, that final paper, a dissertation or a thesis, we all faced moments where the finish line felt distant, but we kept going. Because each of us has a why. My own why began when my daughter Danielle started school. Today, seeing her as a teacher herself, that is no longer a why, but a legacy. Remind yourself every day, especially the tough ones, of your why. We do not reach this stage alone. Many of you will have a Ben in your lives, that partner, parent, or friend who helped you navigate the long nights mixed with longer days. Someone who stayed with you through the moments of getting lost in just one more reading. To the whānau, the friends, the loved ones sitting here in the stands today or who are watching from a distance, you are our silent co-authors. You held the fort while we held the books. You believed in us sometimes more than we believed in ourselves. And on behalf of every graduate here today, thank you for being our anchor. Danny, mum and my own whānau, thank you for being my why. I'm also incredibly fortunate to have my 99-year young granddad here today. We'll celebrate with a whiskey later. Grandad, your presence here is an absolute gift, and I know Grandma and Harry are watching down on us. Graduates, this moment belongs to you, but it also belongs to those who stood beside you or kept an eye on you from above. As we leave here today, I offer a few simple reflections. The magic is in the moments. It's not just in the data or the outcomes, it is in the relationships we build with our students, our colleagues, and our communities. Be a marigold. Protect the spark within yourself and nurture it in others. And finally, take the small wins. In education, they matter more than we often realise. Our impact as educators and leaders will not be measured by our titles, but by the opportunities we create and the people we help flourish. I leave you with this very well-known whakatauki which embodies what we have all achieved. Whaia I te kahurangi, ki te tuohu koe, me he maunga teitei. Seek the treasure you value most. If you bow your head, let it be to a lofty mountain. Class of 2026, congratulations. It has been an honour to stand alongside you. To my Tauranga intermediate colleagues starting your journey, congratulations. And to the University of Waikato team, ngā mihi nui for continuing to grow incredible educators. Nā reira, tēnā koutou, tēnā koutou, tēnā koutou katoa.
Thank you, Cherie, for your remarks, and thank you to everyone here today, family, friends, and supporters of our graduates. Today, graduates, you've been admitted into the community of scholars at this university, and though your formal association with the university may have ended as a student, you're now warmly welcomed as a member of the university's alumni community. We look forward to staying in touch with you and hearing of your future success. That concludes our ceremony this afternoon. Would everyone please stand while the university staff and our graduates leave the theatre.
Miss Worldwide.